Hello everybody, welcome back to the video on my channel. My name is Explorer Emma, and today we're going to be talking to you, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you handcuff affects how fast and smoothly you handcuff the person, and it allows you not to hurt the person as much. Stay tuned. Having handcuffs is fun. It's fun to handcuff people, but when you do it the wrong way and it takes forever to do it, it kind of sucks because you're not efficient. Now with chain handcuffs, I'm going to put these over here. With chain handcuffs, you're allowed more versatility. You're allowed more flexibility with how you handcuff. There's a lot of different ways you can handcuff with chained. Not saying that hinged handcuffs are limited to any possibility of being handcuffed with, but I'm just saying, with my experience, chained are a lot more versatile in that way. I've had these now for 7 to 8 months. They've worked fantastic. I've handcuffed many people at competitions with them, and they work. Now, the thing is, first thing that I will tell you, buy a good brand of handcuff. If you buy them from Amazon, which I did, buy a good brand that is widely known across law enforcement. These are Smith & Wesson. I have friends who have Smith & Wesson, Asp, and then there's Peerless, and then there's Hyatt handcuffs. There's many different brands. I don't recommend ViperTech handcuffs. ViperTech handcuffs are Amazon's choice, meaning they're $15 and they're good handcuffs, but the fact is, these kind of keys will not work on ViperTechs. They need a specific key for ViperTech handcuffs. These will work on Peerless, Smith & Wesson, Hyatt handcuffs. Any standard handcuff that calls for a standard key, this will work on. ViperTechs will not accept this key to unlock it. So that's what sucks about ViperTechs, because you have a lot of explorers who have these extended keys to just because it's easier to unlock handcuffs. Now, how you have your handcuffs set up in your pouch allows you to put them on faster on somebody. What I mean by charged handcuffs is when you have them sitting in your pouch, you want them to be on the last tooth before they go around. So observe. One tooth is all it took to go around. The reason why we do this, and the reason why I'm told to do it like this, is because when you're handcuffing, it's all about speed and persistence. And if you have your handcuffs all the way right here, it takes more force and more time to put them on a wrist. The way that us explorers are taught to handcuff is, the scenario is, we had this compliant person who has their hands behind their back and they're being totally cooperative. And I'm not saying that there's never those kinds of people. There are, especially drunk people. They don't really know what's going on and they'll just let you cuff them most of the time. Compliant handcuffing, I actually have a video on that. It is up here in the corner somewhere. And basically it's showing you how to handcuff a person who is being completely cooperative. I highly suggest that you refer to that video because it's hard for me to demonstrate it here because I don't have another person to handcuff. So watch that video and come back to me. But that way of handcuffing is only used for people who are being perfectly compliant and who aren't going to try and get away from you. There's different kinds of handcuffing. There's just slapping them on in any way you could, and there's also the pig pile, which you have to tackle somebody into handcuffs, which is kind of fun because it's a lot of adrenaline pumping. I've never had to do that, but I'm hoping a scenario comes up where we have to tackle somebody. But really, as a cop, you're never going to have every arrest be simple. You're never going to have a completely compliant person every single time you arrest a person. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but as a cop, you're going to have to wrestle somebody into handcuffs. It's going to happen. And I respect the officers who do that because it's hard to tackle somebody into handcuffs. How I'm taught to handcuff is we have our single bow facing out, and then we have the back bow facing towards us. Why we do this is, I really don't know, actually. I just know that it helps us in a certain situation. You want to grab the fingers. You never handshake. You always grab the tip of the fingers. We're taught to grab the fingers and put the cuffs on at the same time. The reason why we're taught to do this is because if you grab the person's hand before you put the cuffs on, they know that they're being handcuffed. So it gives them time to turn around and start fighting you. But when you put it on at the same time, it's like a surprise. Oh, I'm in handcuffs. They don't expect you to be focusing on them while you're handcuffing them, because they assume that you're focused on handcuffing them, making sure their hands are in the right spot and how you handcuff is in the perfect way. They do expect you, however, to react when you're taking your cuffs out or when you have them in your hand and you go for the application of the cuffs. With hinged handcuffs, you can actually handcuff the same way that I did in my compliant handcuffing video. The only difference is you don't go... How we do it is kind of you grab it, twist it, and then go down. You grab a handcuff, twist the arm, and then go down on it. That's with chain. But with hinge, you have your bows always facing the same direction. So you just got to go up on the last wrist. I've never actually handcuffed a person in hinged handcuffs other than my sister. So I'm able to do the same technique that I've learned with chained in hinge. We just got to make a tiny adjustment. Let me go back to the question. Why is it important for us explorers to know how to handcuff correctly? Well, first of all, it's faster, you're more effective, and you're not hurting somebody. When we do these competitions, it's usually volunteers, some other explorers, or actually even real cops who actually play the actors and you have to arrest them. If you don't know how to handcuff, or you're bad at handcuffing and you don't practice, the odds of you hurting somebody while you're putting them in handcuff is very likely. It all depends on what kind of handcuff you're using as well. Hinge tend to be tighter, and they tend to be more closer together, and they tend to limit your versatility. Chain, again, allow you to be more flexible with them, and they have way more room in between. And so if you're ending up with a person who's complaining about how these handcuffs hurt because you don't know how to handcuff, it's a problem, because not only are you hurting the actor, but you're also actually hurting the cop or the actor who's actually playing the role. And it sucks when you're in handcuffs and they hurt. As an explorer, handcuffs should be the basic thing that you should learn. It is the most simplest thing you can do, or it's the hardest thing that you can do. It's all about your technique and how you arrange your handcuffs, and if they're charged or not, and what size the handcuffs are, and what kind of brand the handcuffs are. That's really all I have on how to, I guess, show you why it's important to handcuff the way that I do it, because it's faster. It's way easier to handcuff a person when you know how to do it. So, I hope you guys gained knowledge from this video, and I hope new explorers out there watch this video and learn handcuffing is an important part, and you should learn it fast because you will be doing it a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys next time.